Hi everyone, it is a great pleasure to present our research, FIDW Redirected Working with Forecasting Future Position. I'm Sangbin Jeon, and we are from Yonsei University in South Korea. First of all, we wanted to make predictive redirection controllers better. Then let's talk about redirected working. It's a well-known locomotion interface for HMD-based VR, allowing us to physically work in limited real-world spaces while feeling like we are moving freely in VR. The way RDW works is by adjusting how movement in the virtual world maps to movement in the real world. Most RDW algorithms use a reset technique to prevent HMD users from colliding with worlds or other users. However, excessive resets disrupt the flow of VR contents and reduce immersion. If resets could be minimized or eliminated, a more immersive VR experience would be possible. That's why reduced resets has been a major topic in IDW research. Among IDW algorithms, predictive controllers attempt to forecast a user's future movement based on past or current data. Various approaches have been proposed, including generalized rule-based methods and reinforcement learning-based methods. In addition to the papers listed on the slide, many outstanding studies have contributed to this field. However, rule-based methods have three major limitations. First, they restrict virtual space to a maze, reducing available future passes. Second, they assume users will follow the center of the passes. Last, they assume users will always move forward. Then, about limitations of reinforcement learning-based approaches. Spatial data is typically used as an input to define states in reinforcement learning. However, user-specific data, such as gaze direction, which could be provide hints about user intent, has not been fully utilized. Fortunately, some excellent studies have been proposed that leverage spatial and eye tracking data in machine learning models to predict user passes in virtual environments. Based on these insights, we propose a new predictive reduction mechanism FIDW that can be applied to both existing and future reduction controllers. So, what exactly is our FIDW? FIDW is a twofold mechanism. First step, it forecasts the user's future position with any assumptions. Second step, it fuses the predictive information into existing RDW methods. The first step relies on a LSTM-based model trained on spatial and eye tracking data to predict a user's future position in virtual space. The second step integrates these predictions into existing IDW methods such as MP-Thread, S2C, TAPF, and ARC, while preserving their internal mechanisms. Generally, any redirection controller follows the pipeline shown in the blue boxes, receiving inputs as shown in the purple box. We use a pre-trained LSTM model to predict the user's future position in virtual space. This model is trained on collected spatial and user-specific data. The predicted future position is used as input to the redirection controller, which then computes the future output based on its own algorithm. The homogeneous or heterogeneous controllers can be used in this step. Lastly, the system weights the importance of current and future outputs and performs redirection based on a weighted sum of both outputs. For example, the FIDW enhanced reactive controller FTAPF allows the user to work continuously without using reset techniques, even when traversing the same virtual path. This means that FIDW lets TAPF account for future potential feeds, which makes the system way more efficient. Similarly, FARC, another FIDW enhanced controller, leverages future alignment information for better performance. We also tested this with MPthread, a well-known rule-based predictive controller, and found that FIDW improves its performance too. Our simulation experiments were conducted using FIDW as the dependent variable, and regression performance metrics such as the number of resets as dependent variables. One key thing during these Monte Carlo simulations, we didn't use real-time eye tracking data. Instead, we used the LSTM model's predicted probability distribution as input. Due to the time constraints, we encourage you to check the paper for detailed experimental settings. In our experiments, we used the virtual maze environment with different open and maze-like regions. Then we matched it with various physical spaces. We confirmed that FIDW significantly improved the performance in this experiment. The key insights from these simulation tests are as follows. First, FIDW is most effective in small spaces. Second, the impact of future information decreases in larger spaces. Last, more physical obstacles, better use of future data. We didn't stop at simulations. We also did a user study to see if FIDW actually works in real-world scenarios. The results were not dramatic, but statistically significant. Key insights are as follows. First, participants preferred fewer resets. They felt less interrupted and had a smoother experience. Second, the FIDW trained in a random maze also worked well in complex environments like parks. Last, to further improve FIDW performance, enhancing future position prediction accuracy is crucial. We explored two additional research questions. First, what are the optimal weights mu for combining current and future information? Our simulation revealed that each RDW algorithm required different weights. This is likely because each algorithm has different internal mechanisms. We believe that dynamically adjusting mu based on the situation would be beneficial. Second, how far into the future should FIDW predict? In our user study using FTAPF, predicting 1 second ahead produced the best results. However, we believe also this optimal prediction time should adapt based on context. To wrap up, let's go over our main contributions. We have presented FIDW, an adaptive predictive regression mechanism. Before concluding our presentation, we will now summarize the limitations and future works of our study. For more details, please check our paper. Thank you.